Today we're going to be working on the body paragraph of your literary analysis. And as we talked about yesterday, you need to follow the directions that are along the left-hand side, and it really spells it out step by step. So the first thing we see is that you need to now transition to your first point or your first piece of evidence, but there has to be some sort of topic sentence. So I had a little example on the left-hand side. There are several important moments in the novel that illustrate so-and-so's significant change. That topic sentence helps transition your readers from your intro paragraph to your body paragraph. After you're done with your topic sentence, you're going to go ahead and delve into your first piece of evidence. Where are you going to get this evidence? Well, remember, you've already brainstormed your evidence on your blue slide. In order to show a change, you need to show how he or she was before, as well as how they were after. As it says right here, you can delete this box after you've read it, once it's in your way. Going back to what I was saying, you're going to then present your first piece of evidence, summarize or paraphrase the evidence and give the direct quote as well. Then, after you provide the evidence, you need to then explain and discuss how this moment demonstrates the character's change. And then move on to your next piece of evidence. In my example one, I have it color-coded to help make it easier. There are many ways that Randy changes throughout the novel. In the beginning of the novel, all of that is transitional language. That first sentence is a topic sentence that lets us know what this paragraph is going to be about. And then we're going to get into my first piece of evidence. I'm going to give some background information where I kind of paraphrase it a little before I delve into my actual direct quote. So in the beginning of the novel, Randy was a typical Soc who engaged in a lot of fighting. In the novel, the Socias are always looking to pick a fight with the Greasers. For example, after the drive-in, the Socias are mad that the Greasers are walking Cherry and Marcia home. The book shows Randy and his Soc friend Bob instigating conflict, stating, quote, "Listen, Greasers, we got 4 more of us in the back seat if you're looking for a fight." That's from page 45. Here, readers are shown that Randy and the other Socias like to pick fights, and it reveals his violent side. So far, I have not shown whether Randy has changed. All I've done is show how he was in the beginning, how he was a typical Soc and liked to fight. And here's my evidence that he likes to fight. So now I'm going to move on to show that he's actually changed, because that's the point of this essay. Later on, however, transition phrase, Randy begins to experience a change. He realizes that fighting is not the answer once his best friend Bob has been killed. This is shown in the novel in his conversation with Ponyboy before the rumble. For instance, Randy states, direct quote, blah, blah, blah. This illustrates that he has changed because, explanation. So I'm not going to write it all out for you because you guys need to do this yourself. But here you can see the formula. What I want you to notice is all this stuff in the blue was like background information. I don't just plop a quote down there. You need to have background information. The other thing that you'll notice is my direct quote in the green has some stuff that comes before it. I embed my direct quote into an overall sentence to help it all flow. The last thing to notice is this pink writing. The pink writing is where we have an explanation that connects back to my claim. Because remember, my claim is that Randy changes. He was one way, violent, but now he's another way. So let's show you a bad example, a not so good body paragraph. This is a common problem that I see. There are many ways that Randy changes throughout the novel. Okay, good topic sentence. And then here's the quote. "Listen, Greasers, we got 4 more of us in the back seat if you're looking for a fight." Here, readers are shown that Randy and the other Socias like to pick fights, and it reveals his violent side. Do not just plop down a direct quote. I don't know what this is from. What was happening in this scene? I need some background information. Plus, even if I had background information, I need you to weave these quotes into an overall sentence. So let's look back at the slide before. I weave it into an overall sentence. The book shows Randy and his Soc friend Bob instigating conflict, stating, "Listen, Greasers." Or down here, for instance, Randy says, direct quote, blah, blah, blah. After all of that is said and done, I still think the pink is one of the most important things. This is where you, after you've provided the evidence, discuss how this demonstrates the character's change or what this demonstrates about the character. And one thing I wanted to remind you of are some of our upcoming due dates. So Friday, that yellow slide is due at the end of class, and you will have to submit it. If you are in honors, you need to also do the orange slide. So both the yellow and the orange will be submitted all at once on Friday. Monday, the conclusion slide will be due at the beginning of class. Friday, for gifted language arts students, you have your Steve Jobs assignment due and your cinematography chart due. Okay, this upcoming week, Thursday, December 21st, you have your midterm exam. A midterm practice test was handed out, and there are no retakes on this exam.